Since the release of the Mandalorian series in 2019, LEGO has made 16 sets based off the show up until this point. In this video, I'll be ranking every one of these sets, and I've also included one extra set that I believe should be included on this list. For the sake of the rankings, I have not included the UCS Razor Crest on this list as it would pretty much be automatically number one and doesn't really compare to the other sets on this list. In 17th and last place is the Pirate Snubfighter. There's not an awful lot to say about this set, just another one of Star Wars' small grey ships. In saying that, it doesn't really help that the ship only had a few minutes of screen time in the series. But these types of small fighters never usually translate that well into standalone sets. Its small, flat design doesn't give the set a lot of guts, and yes, you get two pretty cool pirate-looking minifigures, but I would still buy every other set on this list over the Pirate Snubfighter. At 16th spot, we have the AT-ST Raider. This was actually the first ever LEGO set based off The Mandalorian in 2019, but unfortunately it was not a big hit. It was the first time we saw the original Mandalorian minifigure, and the set also came with two Raiders and Cara Dune. To put it simply, this set was a version of an AT-ST that we never really needed, but LEGO obviously needed some ideas from the first season to base their sets off. 15th place is the Mandalorian Battle Pack. What this set does do well is that it doesn't include any named characters, meaning you can realistically buy multiple of the sets. Even though they are really just 4 random coloured Mandalorians, which is great if you're wanting to build an army, but other than that, it definitely isn't a hugely popular set. The builds are okay for a battle pack with a bit of terrain and a small speeder. In 14th place is Trouble on Tatooine. This set came with Mando, Grogu and a Tusken Raider. It was a pretty basic, small playset for kids which included Mando's speeder with a small side pouch for Grogu as well as a small Tusken Raider camp and a crossbow for some added playability. For me, this is a pretty decent set. There's not much wrong with this set, unfortunately it just doesn't have any significantly impressive qualities to make it more desirable and rank higher on this list. At 13th place we have the Spider Tank. Sadly this set didn't have the best design when compared to its source material. The build is made up of mainly dark and light grey pieces, whereas in the show there seems to be a lot more rust and colour on the tank. It could have also included the small cage that Mando was trapped in to add a little bit more depth to the set. The only thing placing this set above Trouble on Tatooine is the Bo-Katan minifigure, which came with a brand new design and hairpiece, and was one of the better figures of 2023. At 12th spot we have the Dark Trooper Attack. Based off the iconic scene at the end of Season 2, this set was great for allowing collectors to buy more Dark Troopers as it came with 3, and also a Luke Skywalker figure. Although it was quite a small set, only coming with 166 pieces, it could make a pretty decent small display set, but it's predominantly seen as a playset with a few well-designed play features, including the ability to force push Dark Troopers backwards and a turnable elevator door. At 11 we have Boba Fett's Starship, or more commonly known as the Slave One. Being based off the Mando series, the set came with Din Djarin and Boba Fett, which was quite a poorly designed minifigure with the helmet and torso green colours not matching up. The overall design of the set is quite well done, with the clever inclusion of a transport cart that can be used to display the set, which certainly adds a bit more value to it. The only downside is this was one of many Star Wars redesigns that had a significant downsize to their predecessor, which is frustrating for people who wanted the size of the ship a little bit bigger. Scraping into the top 10 we have the Bark Speeder Escape. One of the first sets to be based during Order 66, the set recreates the scene where Kelleran Beq saves Grogu from the Jedi Temple. The minifigures included were obviously the brand new Kelleran Beq, Grogu and 2 501st Troopers. The Bark Speeder itself is a well-designed set and looks accurate to its source material. The ability to change the height of Grogu's pod area is also appreciated in being able to add some uniqueness to it. But if you're keen on this set, I would assume you're in it for a pretty solid minifigure lineup, unless you want to build an army of Jedi Temple lampposts. At 9th place we have the Armorer's Forge, and a set that I wish I had in my own collection. It portrays the scene of the underground forge where the armourer would forge armour and weapons from Mandalorian Beskar. The set included Paz Vizsla, Din Djarin and the armourer. The builds were a small entrance and the forge itself, which includes some Beskar bars being melted by the blue flames. Probably one of the most underrated sets on this list, and one I wish I picked up before it retired at the end of the year. 8th spot belongs to the Child. There's something about buildable characters that always looks better on droids than actual living creatures, and this is the case with the Child. The designers did a pretty decent job in trying to recreate Grogu, with the head looking pretty accurate, but the design of the clothes just looks like a big brown blob. I'm so glad that this set has finally retired after being available for over 3 years. I feel like every time I went into a LEGO store, all I would see was stocks of this set. With how iconic Grogu has become in the Star Wars fandom, it's fair to say this set definitely hasn't quite reached those heights. At number 7, we have one of the newest sets releasing in June, based off the Season 3 finale, the Ambush on Mandalore Battle Pack. This set comes with some awesome new figures, including 2 brand new Imperial Troopers with a brand new head mold, as well as a Mandalorian Fighter and Mandalorian Night Owl. All brand new figures that look very impressive. It's great to have access to more true Mandalorian figures in a cheaper set. The build itself is based off the inside of the cave on Mandalore, which I actually really like for creating a battle scene. And if you bought multiple of these sets, you could make it even bigger. Another small thing I like about this set is the translucent piece you can add to the brand new Imperial Troopers to make it look like they're flying around on their jetpacks. In 6th spot, we have Mando's N1 Starfighter. Now this set is actually based from the Book of Boba Fett, but because this ship features so prominently in Season 3, I feel like it should be included on this list. This modified N1 Starfighter design is amazing in LEGO form, being able to represent how lightweight and unfinished the ship looks, with the open exposed areas of the motor on each side. Some people might see that as a downside, but I think it adds quite a lot of uniqueness to the set. Cracking our top 5, in 5th spot is the new Paz Vizsla vs Moff Gideon battle. This is my favourite set coming from the new wave of June sets. Although the bunker itself is rather small, the way the tan of the cave is integrated into the grey bunker has great effect. The figures in this set are also really great. We get a Paz Vizsla, which is the same from the Armorer's Forge, and 2 brand new designs of Imperial Praetorian Guards, which have great looking new helmet molds. And speaking of new helmet molds, this new Moff Gideon looks amazing with the new horned helmet and jetpack. The only negative I have on this set is that they should have included 3 Praetorian Guards to be accurate to the show. Coming in 4th is the Imperial Armoured Marauder. Some people may think this is way too high for this set, but it does an awful lot very well. The Marauder is a really well designed, stocky build that can house 2 Stormtroopers and the great looking Mortar Trooper that were also included in the set. The 4th figure within the set is Greef Karga. Certainly an underrated set in my opinion, and definitely worth 4th place on this list. In 3rd place, we have the Fang Fighter vs TIE Interceptor. This is a great set that comes with 2 ships, one significantly better than the other, but we'll get to that in a sec. It includes a Mandalorian Fighter, an Imperial TIE Pilot, R2-E6 and Din Djarin that comes with the newer Darksaber blade that was introduced in 2023. The Fang Fighter itself draws similar comparisons to the Pirate Snub Fighter with its flat and rather small stature. When compared to the TIE Interceptor part of this set, which is an amazing build and is why this set is ranked so highly. 2nd spot belongs to the Razor Crest playset. This is one of the more iconic Star Wars ships in recent years, with the instant fame that was given to it within the first season of The Mandalorian. But this set has a very big presence, even includes a pretty decent sized interior, being able to access the cockpit and put minifigures. The set came with the same Greef Karga from the Marauder, along with Din Djarin, Grogu, IG-11 and a Scout Trooper. The sheer size and potential display ability compared to some of the small sets on this list is a big reason why it's so high up on this list. The set that I believe is the best set from the Mandalorian sub-theme is the Imperial Light Cruiser. Overall, this is just a great set for either play or display. The play features with the front of the ship lifting up to represent the ship's bridge, where minifigures can be placed. There is also a function where you can store micro TIE fighters in the side of the ship as well as the flick-fire missiles on either side of the ship. The set came with 6 minifigures: Din Djarin, Cara Dune, Grogu, Fennec Shan, Moff Gideon and a Dark Trooper. Like I mentioned before, the ship can also look really classy when on a raised display, measuring in at 58 centimeters in length or 22.5 inches. It can be made into a really nice display and statement piece, and definitely deserves the number 1 spot on this list. So there you have it guys, my ranking of every single LEGO Star Wars Mandalorian set. If you agreed or disagreed with any parts of this list, let me know down in the comments below what I should change. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and if you're new to the channel and want to see more of my videos, then feel free to hit that subscribe button. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.